Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Naturally Mar. Today we're going to be reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 3, Episode 1. Before we start, make sure that you hit that like button or hit that subscribe button. And when you hit that subscribe button, also tap that notification bell so that you get instant alerts when I drop a video. We get a preview of what Scott Manor is looking like right now, and basically it's still a bunch of trees and a whole lot of mud because they've been getting a lot of rain. And Marceau was trying to go up there to see what is going on with the land, and they couldn't even make it to the area because they were getting stuck in the mud. All right, so then we see Maurice also come by because he wants to gauge to see what Marceau is doing, what they're going to be building before he even makes any decisions about what he wants to do. And Marceau lets us know that the plans are being held back a little bit is because Tisha is making a lot of changes. And every time she makes a change, that pushes the project back. The men also end up discussing Martel and his drama, and the fact that Marceau goes on Steve Harvey's show in terms of making an apology to Mel. We all know that it wasn't much of an apology. And Marceau says, you know, the best apology is change behavior. And we'll see if that changes. Melody and Destiny are having a chat. And Melody says that she has found out a lot about herself, learning a lot about herself as she is now a single woman. And her and Destiny talk a little bit about relationships, and Destiny brings about that she did go on a lunch with Kimmy. The two are now getting along better, and Kimmy brought up the fact that people keep asking her about LeBeric. Now, it has been known, I guess, that LeBeric and Destiny were having their issues, but she reveals that they're actually finally divorced. Their divorce is final. It's been final for about a month now. Mel was shocked because she didn't realize everything was heading towards divorce, and was a little bit hurt that Destiny didn't allow her to be there for her to help her through it. But Destiny stated that, this is something that she needed to go through by herself. And there's nothing wrong with that. And she says she's happier now. It's like a weight has been lifted now that she is finally divorced. We then see a cute scene or conversation between Marceau and his daughter on the phone. She's asking him to get her some potato chips and didn't know the brand, but said she'll search it up and get back to her father. In the meantime, Kimmy arrives to speak to Marceau, and she brings his meal prep. And we learn that Kimmy is also a professional caterer. Who would have known? Kimmy has many talents. Now, Marceau gets to asking Kimmy if she would be available or willing to help cater or throw a surprise party for Tisha because she's graduating. She's gotten her second master's, and he wants to throw a party for her. And Kimmy says no. I don't blame Kimmy. Like, why would she want to? The amount of things that you guys do in terms of talking bad about Kimmy, and then when you need something, you run back to her to ask for favors. Now, Kimmy said that she's not going to do it all. She decides that she will help out Marceau with the sides, and he'll do the barbecue and she'll cook the sides. Marceau was real petty though, because he chose to do the party on the weekend when he knew that Miss Wanda was going to be out of town. We have Tisha now talking to her cousin Kiki, letting her know that she knows that Marceau is trying to throw her a surprise birthday party for her graduation, and talking about finally being graduated. And they also talk about Kimmy and her relationship with Kimmy. Tisha claims that she is in a happy space and, she's just trying to move forward. Now, how many times have we heard Tisha say that she's trying to move forward, yet always brings up the past? Now we see Martell's trifling behind visit Destiny at her beauty salon. Not beauty salon, beauty supply store. And, she brings up the fact how, she saw the post that he made with his daughter, but then also mentioning his last child. And she said, it did lack some empathy. And he didn't like the fact that everybody seems to be talking about Martell Holt's business. And made the comment, that mouth is the reason why you're getting a divorce. Now, Martell, Destiny is supposed to be your so-called friend, and that's how you're going to speak to her? She did nothing except bring up the fact that what you did was a little insensitive in terms of bringing up the fifth child on the school picture for your last child, for your daughter. It's her opinion. There was no need to take it there in terms of being nasty. Anyhow, he then tells her how he brought some products that he would like her to sell it in her store. And it's a company that he's, I guess, part owner. He's investing in. And she said, do you have a contract? Like, what's going on with this? Just trying to look out for him, making sure that he is getting money for this. And he hasn't even signed a contract. He said he wanted to wait till his divorce was finalized before he signed anything. Well, your divorce has been finalized for months now. Why don't you have a contract? And Destiny makes a comment where she says, you know what? I see that Mel was the brains behind the machine, and Martell just seemed to have been the bronze, because the way he's going about his business is not good. We then see Melody in her office, having, cradling her child in her arms while having a Zoom meeting about her business and about expanding and getting students as well involved in her business. And meanwhile, while she's doing that, she gets a visit from Michael. And Michael comes to offer her a chance to build on the 47 acres. Well, we all know that the 47 acres is Martell's baby, the project that he was working on, the land that he ended up selling. And this is going to be a sticky situation. If Melody decides that she wants to build houses, it's going to drive Martell crazy. At least Melody, told Michael that, what, you should ask, or have you asked Martell yet? Or have you told him that you're telling me about this or coming to me with this? She doesn't want any backlash in regards to this, because, she doesn't want any further drama with Martell. Now it's a surprise party time. We get Marcel's grilling. Everybody is arriving. And Tisha's cousin and Kiki and her brother, I think his name is T, pull Kimmy aside to talk about her relationship with Tisha. And, Kimmy just basically sets them straight. Like, ask, do you think we talked about Melody? Yes or no? Kimmy says, she chose not to lie, whereas Tisha lied about the situation. So why is she considered wrong? Like, why should she have been made to lie? So because Kimmy didn't lie about what they talked about, that makes Kimmy not a loyal friend to Tisha in Tisha's eyes and Tisha's family's eyes, because if one lies, all of them have to lie, it seems. So basically this convo didn't really go anywhere. Kimmy just stood her ground. She she doesn't think she was wrong. She didn't lie about what was talked about. It was Tisha's choice to lie. And, you know, she threw it back at him. She's like, do you guys think the convo should, you know, basically, do they think the convo they should have had with Tisha was, why shouldn't you have lied? Tisha finally arrives to her surprise party. She gives a little speech, thanks everybody for coming. And Marcel gives her her graduation gift, which was a Rolex watch. Why is Maurice acting all extra in terms of the congratulations and bigging up that she got a Rolex? Marceau also has his own run-in with Tisha's cousin, and it all reverts back to the comments that he made about being on the other side of the tracks. And he kind of weasels his way out of that situation, and in terms of explaining what he meant by that. We all know that he meant a negative comment about being on the other side of the tracks as a dig to Wanda. But okay, Marceau. Her brother also brings up that he hears that he has another child, an outside baby. And Marceau doesn't take the brother up on that. Like, he denies that there is another baby. Then we have Kimmy pulling Tisha aside, to talk, because she just wanted to let her know, like, your cousin and your brother came to talk to me about our relationship, and just to figure out where are we at, right? And Tisha couldn't have broken it down any better for Kimmy. Sorry, couldn't have broken it down any better for Tisha. And she's, basically what you're requiring from a friend or a family member, you don't give that same energy back. Because Kimmy, the situation that she was in with Maurice and his ex, the ex was calling Kimmy all kind of names, and nobody had her back. But yet, Tisha feels that you should always have her back, 100% real loyalty, but she doesn't return that. And Tisha is in her own world of denial. And Kimmy realizes that, you know what, we've also aided and abetted this monster in terms of her behavior, her childlike behavior, and the fact that she takes no accountability. Basically, they all added to Tisha's spoiled behavior. Well, that was pretty much it for this episode. Hopefully, the episodes to come will be a lot better than the first, but I have high expectations after the season that we had last year. So we'll see what happens with Love and Marriage Huntsville. Anyhow, thank you for watching this video. I'll see you next time.